What is up, guys? You absolutely loved when I did this last time. Today, we will be rating some of your stunt builds again. We have the good, the bad, and the weird all on full display here, and I'm really excited for this one. Let's get into it. First off, we have this weird, awkward ZX6R from 2007. Now, why do I say that? Because a lot of the stunt parts are on this bike from that period as well, and it literally looks like it came out of a time capsule. The 2007 to 2008 ZX6R was a really weird spot for Kawasaki to be in. It was the first time that they were not making the 636 as they were in 0304 and 0506. This pretty much came out as a plastic shell, a super weak subframe, super weak gas tank for stunt riders, of course, and just a 599cc motor again. This bike is sporting a Sick Innovations crash cage on it, which is literally as strong as a wet noodle. It's powder coated all the match with the wheels and stuff, so it looks amazing, but that's just the start of where things get a little bit funky with this one. We have a 54 tooth sprocket in the back, which is about the most normal stunt part on this thing. I think this is the only part that stunt riders still use on this bike. And then we go up to the clip-ons, and that's where it's just getting a little bit weird. The clutch and the master is a single unit. So your brake reservoir is built into your clutch and master, and it's all one single unit. So you don't have one finger and one master cylinder for your brake. It's all a single unit, and it just bolts right onto your clip-on or your dirt bike bar. And that was really common back in the early 2000s, even into the mid 2000s, like in 2007. And I really don't know anywhere that you can get one of those nowadays, but I think we should leave them in the past. Now that master is run straight back to the rear master cylinder. Yes, you guessed it, it's a junction valve. That's another part that I just do not know where to get them anymore. I think that's another piece that is extremely weak for handbrakes. It's a really easy way to get brake fade. And it's just a really ancient method of doing stuff. Your foot brake and your master are on the same master, and it's not good, okay? You don't want to do it. But with that being said, of course, he's on the stock rear rotor as well, and it's just a one piston foot brake. So once again, please leave that technology back in 2007. Super cool piece of stunt history for some of the parts, and I really do like it, and it's a cool unit. It's something that, you know, maybe Jason Britton rode back on his Superbike Speed Channel days. So let's leave it there, but it's a super cool piece of stunt history. Hope no one's riding that thing in 2023. God bless you if you are. Up next, we head all the way down south to my good buddy. Finally, I got a buddy that sends me in a wild build here. Jixabra. If you don't know Jixabra, he's an absolute maniac, and there's nothing else to say about him. This is his K5, K6 Gixxer 1000. Now, this one has got a special spot in my heart for a lot of reasons. I'm a K5, K6 Gixxer boy myself. I had one, man, almost 10 years ago. It's crazy to say. And it is one of my favorite bikes I've ever owned. Now, Jixabra doesn't just go fast and try to absolutely blow the wheels off of everyone on the highway with this thing. He also throws it back and 12s it. So he's had to do a couple weird modifications to this K5, K6 Gixxer 1000 to be able to do so. He FaceTimed me, and we, routed a clean air mod for him so the oil doesn't get into the airbox and stall out when he's going 1,000 miles an hour on this thing on a wheelie. He also has a custom rear built seat from Bella here in Chicago that helps lock him in really well for these wheelies. He's got an RSC one finger on it with the trigger finger, really wild, and that wrap job is very deceiving. You don't know if it's a white or a purple depending on how you look at it. I think he's got stock gearing on it and everything else pretty stock. This is one of those guys that enjoys stunting stock bikes. I love it. I enjoy stunting stock bikes too, maybe just not as much as him, as Gixxer 1000 stock is a whole lot of freaking bike. K5, K6 is legendary, and I really do enjoy watching this guy ride it. So hell yeah, thanks for sending that in, Jixabra. Now, before we get into any more stunt builds, I really did want to review a crash because this one got sent to me a couple times on the Discord as well, and I do remember seeing this video a couple years back. It's a gnarly one. No Way Noah sends in this crash from Lean Back in Chirac in 2019, as we can obviously tell by the label. My guy is rocking back. He takes his clutch hand off to do a one-hander, and I believe he's on an FC07, maybe an MT. I can't really tell, it's night, and he's rocking out, and for some reason, when he drops back with that one hand, his left foot unhooks from the peg, and yeah, Noah goes sailing to the frickin' moon. I remember seeing this, he literally went over the median. He went over the median into oncoming traffic. This was a brutal one. I'm happy that we can watch videos like this, learn from it. I think my guy just came too far back on a one-hander instead of locking in. I think he might have just panicked there and let go. It doesn't look like brake fade to me. So it's just all about body position. When you are in that one hand and you're coming back past balance point, make sure to engage your abs and make sure your left leg is locked in, whether you're shift locking or you're locking into your peg. and just keep it all stiff, and that way you can come back and still work that rear foot brake. I'm happy you're alive from that one, bro. That was a wild one. I remember that one well. Next up, we have the first R7 to be featured on the bike reviews from Lee Elks. Now, this is an all blacked out one. There's a couple of them here in Chicago, and I absolutely love them. My guy's got a full 12-bar sub cage hand bracket with the R1 caliper on the back, R1, R6, with the Brembo foot brake, M4 exhaust, full cage up front, dirt bike bars. Yeah, my guy went all out, man. I love these. I've seen a couple of the local guys here, and they actually put stunt tanks on them too, which I know it takes a little bit extra, you know, because you have to cut the plastic from the tank itself and then get it, you know, sent out custom fab. It's a lot of work, but I think he's running a Brembo for his handbrake to probably a 250 millimeter rear rotor, maybe 255. Either way, man, I love these R7s. I love seeing them out and about. They're absolute beasts. I know if I had to choose between an FZ and an R7, I know which one I'm choosing all freaking day long. They're cool. They're taking over the stunt world. I can't believe we haven't got more of these sent into us. All black seems to be a common choice for guys here and for you as well, man. Super clean build. I'm looking through this thing, and it's really hard for me to pick apart. And you got stunt seats too. It's just, yeah, it's a nice one. I envy that thing. Maybe one day I'll end up on an R7. I think they're super cool, but I'm definitely not trading in my 636er one anytime soon. But I love it. And just from that first as well, we're going on to another first. We have a built Mini. This is a really cool one, actually, and I wanted to feature this one for a lot of reasons because I love built Minis. This is a brand new monkey with 186cc 4-valve head, making roughly 30 freaking horsepower. Absolutely insane. Looking through it, he's got a full Yoshimura exhaust, he's got an intake, he's got everything built motor-wise on this thing to the moon. Still got the stock brakes, and weirdly, he's still got stock tires. Kind of bizarre, but my guy Austin Land really did go all out with this motor, and I know 30 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot, but in mini bikes, it is absolutely insane. Really cool. I'd love to wheelie that thing. I don't think stunting on these big bore mini motors is the best idea. Obviously, they like to blow a lot more. You know, they have higher compression, a bigger stroke. It's a recipe for disaster if you're stunting and you sent it into a stunt rider, so I have to tell you that. However, if I was a stock rider and I wanted to go have a lot of fun, this would definitely be the bike that suits the bill, and it's reliable power at that. So thanks for sending that in, Austin. Let's get on to our last stunt build of the day. We have our first local boy sending in a stunt build. My guy Matt Boyd with a Ninja 300. Now the Ninja 300, Ninja 400 falls in a really weird area. They are a starter bike. However, I've seen more and more and more over the years guys stunning these out. And you know what? There's a lot of parts out there bolt right up to these things, and companies are making more and more stunt parts directly for them. He's got an RSC one finger. He's got impact front and I believe rear cages, pro taper bars. He's got a Brembo 16 millimeter handbrake. Love that. Paired to 0304 caliper, an Amazon exhaust. I don't know about that one, but whatever. Dark Knight Street handbrake bracket, and a 6-shop clean air mod. You can run the clean air mod however you want. It's really easy to build. I'm super excited to have this guy in the stunt scene here in Chicago. I know he just broke his leg, so I'm wishing you a speedy recovery, my guy. Hearts and soul with you, but at least you did it in the winter and you get the downtime then and not in the middle of the spring. So could be worse. He also got featured on this episode of Misguided Motorsports when Justin did some work on it too. So it's one of those local bikes, and it's been a pleasure working on that thing just because it's a weird one. You know, you don't see too many Ninja 300 stunt bikes running around. You know, for every one of those, there's 100 R7s, FZs, 636s, F4Is. So it's cool. And yeah, I look forward to seeing that thing, maybe popping it up on the highway. That would be kind of fun to see that thing doing 3rd and 4th gear wheelies. All right, guys, I really do enjoy doing these. If you guys want me to review your bike, make sure when I post up on my story or on the Discord that I'm looking for bikes in the next 24 hours or so. Send them in to me then. You don't gotta flood my DM just yet right after I release this, but yeah, I do love seeing them. I like seeing the weird ones. I like seeing the beautiful ones, and I like seeing the ones that are kind of clapped out and have a little bit of history to them. All that and above. If you guys enjoy these videos, make sure to give them a like, and if you're new here, subscribe, because it really does help out, and it's totally free. If you guys need any parts for your motorcycle or clothing or whatever, hit us up at Misguided Motorsports here. We are here every single day, noon to 6, and we really do enjoy serving you guys and serving the community. As always, there's your least favorite motovlogger signing out. Respect life. Peace.